Hi, it's Darnell with Way Over Recipes. Today I'm going to try wrapping boneless, skinless chicken breasts in bacon. So we can try some bacon wrapped chicken breasts. I'm going to be cooking those up in the Ninja Foodi XL Pro air fry oven. And let's get cooking right now. Alright, so to start out with this recipe, I've got myself 4 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. I'm going to season them up with some Grillmates Montreal chicken seasoning and my good old Bay seasoning. Nothing in this video is sponsored though. And I'm just going to basically season these up right quick. And this will be like seasoning up under the bacon bite, so we can have some, nicely seasoned chicken up under there, even though the bacon on its own is going to give a lot of seasoning and flavor of its own just from being bacon. Bacon is a bit salty, and seasonings have some of their own salt, so you can use some lower salt seasonings if you prefer. That's up to you, but I'm just going to go with these seasonings here for this round. Alright, so I've got a fresh glove here, and I've got myself some bacon. This is thick sliced bacon here, and so I'm going to go ahead and just start basically wrapping it up. And after I wrap them up, I'll get them each onto the air fry basket back there, or crisper basket, whatever you want to call it, for the Ninja Foodi. I will be using the bake pan on a lower rack underneath this, but I'm just getting bacon out. I'm going to, I'm going to get 2 slices per chicken breast so that I can wrap them up real nice. So I'm just kind of staging my bacon so that I don't have to go back in the pack of bacon after I start touching chicken again. So 2 slices of bacon per chicken breast. Let's see if I can get myself one more out. Alright, so got all my bacon out, and so now I'm just going to take slices of bacon. Of course, you could use more bacon if you want to use, more bacon to wrap your chicken breast up with. That's up to you. So I'm just going to do a wrap around like this, and then just take the other piece and just kind of use it to wrap around the lower part of the chicken breast. I mean, that looks pretty good to me. And just kind of set it right there. And I'm just going to go ahead and do the same for the rest of these chicken breasts here. And one thing I wanted to show, because of how I'm wrapping these, there's really not much wrapped on the back side of the chicken. It's really all on the side that I'm kind of wrapping up here to kind of like, make the bacon very visibly seen on the side that is facing upward, or that I have facing upward. So that's just something to keep in mind. You probably have to use even more bacon if you want to wrap them in such a way so that both sides are like totally, wrapped, like a mummy, kind of like a chicken breast mummy. But I'm going to just turn a couple of these around the other way so that they all fit on nice and even like that. And I've got my iGrill 2 here for measuring temperature, so I'm going to start taking these iGrill 2 temperature probes and sticking them into each chicken breast here. So just sliding those in. That way I can keep track of the temperature as I'm cooking things along. And in case anyone is, getting overdone or underdone, I can pull one early, but I may just try and keep these all in the entire time of the cook. So just going to put the rest of these in. So now I've got probes in all of them. Just going to slide my iGrill over a little for easier viewing. Anything you're interested in, you can check out the link in the video description to my Amazon shop and probably pick it up. So got the food in there with the probes in. I'm going to take this pan, put it down on rack 1. I've got sorry about that noise. I've got the air fry basket up on rack 3, got the pan down on rack 1, just kind of coordinating these wires a little bit so that they aren't going to fall down into the grease too much. I wouldn't want my wires getting all greasy and whatnot, but there we go. So we've got everything in, and so from here I'm going to turn the Ninja Foodi XL Pearl Air Fry Oven on. I'm going to go to the air fry function because we're going to do this just like an air fry. And I'm going to take the time. I'm not going to need an hour, but I'm going to make it an hour. It'll probably need a little more than 30 minutes, I would suspect. But I'm going to do like an hour. And for temperature, I'm only going to do 400 degrees, not 450. So 1 hour, 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And going to go ahead and hit start. And it'll do its like cookie preheat. It goes like 90 seconds. It doesn't get things up to cooking temp anyway. I just throw stuff in before the preheat is done because it doesn't really matter much to me with this cooker. And so gonna let it go ahead and cook, and I'll just bring you on back. Alright, after about 15 minutes of cooking after the preheat, I just wanted to show the temperature so far. The one that I believe is on the far left here is 88 degrees, and then they go across this way from left to right from there. So the next one is 85, the next one is 87, and then the last one, something interesting, it's 141, which means that I probably stuck the probe in and didn't put it in a good way in that piece of chicken. So that last one, the read is not reliable in my opinion, but I'll just be going off of the read of the other three when they get to around that 165 or 170-ish range. And so gonna let these keep on cooking, and I'll bring you on back. I know, you can stop at 165. I like to go a little further with mine to 170. It's just my personal experience and preference. So I'll bring you on back later. Alright, we're almost 30 minutes in. I'm starting to get a good bit of smoke. I could have, tried the wet paper towel method, but since I was going to be cooking for so long, I didn't want to risk keeping paper towels in there for that long, even though the dripping bacon grease probably would have kept those from burning very more than likely. But still, I just wanted to just go without putting any paper towels in there. But you see there's a good bit of smoke building up. Some of it's coming out. It hasn't disturbed my smoke alarms at all. But I will say, due to this, I am going to stop at 165. The first one's at 150. The next one's at 143. And the next one's at 151. The last one is way off. It's in the 170s. It's way off. But the one that's probably kind of right here is at 143. It's going to take a little longer. But I'll try and wait until they're all at about 165 and then pull them out. I don't think it's going to take much longer at this point. But the bacon is getting to a point where it's getting, I guess, it's not all overdone or anything. It's not overdone, but it is causing a little bit of smoke action. I guess the drippings coming down bottom are starting to make some smoke as well. Alright, it's been almost 37 minutes. It's at 165 for that one that was taking a while. The other one is at 174 and this one's at 173. I'm going to definitely stop here. I've got a bit of a smoky haze in the kitchen. So with this, and I don't think that the wet paper towel technique on the pan underneath would have helped. I think that the bacon being in there so long is making its own smoke setting on top of the chicken. I do not think that wet paper towels underneath or anything, or water underneath or whatever, would have helped prevent the smoke that built up inside of the cooker during the cook and some got out. Not to a degree to set off the smoke alarms, but still a good amount of smoke nonetheless. And so you see when I open there, like a nice waft of smoke comes puffing out. It's pretty smoky in there. So I'm going to go ahead and still try and get these on out. You can see they look pretty good though. I guess this is a high-risk maneuver. Maybe you can cook them a little lower if you cook yours so that they're not so close to the heating elements, and maybe that also is another method to help avoid getting too much smoke. I'm sure many of you will have a comment suggestion for your ideas, but I think that, you know, this can be an all's well that ends well situation, because even though there is some haze in my kitchen, it's not too bad. So just getting these out. Alright, so here's the finished product. Still no smoke alarm action, so a bit of haze in the kitchen, but I guess it wasn't too bad. This one, the bacon came off a little bit. But you can see the bacon kind of shrunk as it was kind of being cooked, but everything appears to be fully cooked there. So I'm just going to go ahead and just take one of these and put it onto the plate. But before I plate one, I'm going to just cut into one. So I guess I'll just grab this one here. This was the one who was taking a while to cook. So got my bacon coming on. I'm just going to slice right down it this way, straight down the middle. And we'll just get to see how it looks inside. And you see inside, it looks, you know, it's all done. So we're good. So I'm just going to take this one here, and I'll just kind of set that there and just kind of cut myself a slice. And we'll just leave the fork where it's at so I can get some bacon and some chicken, and we'll do a taste test. Alright, so here's our bacon wrapped chicken, and so let's give it a taste. And thank God for this tasty food that didn't smoke up the house too much. Alright, so the bacon does make it a slightly chewier bite, but the bacon is all the way cooked all the way through, and you know, basically it's like a chewier bite, but it's not like it was undercooked chewy. It's like just a little chewier of a bite there. The chicken came out nice. It's not, you know, super overcooked. I mean, it's more cooked than like a grilled chicken. If you've seen my grilled chicken video with the Ninja Foodi, you know, it's not that moist because we cooked things a little more to, you know, make sure that all the pieces got cooked well, and the bacon was keeping the chicken, you know, from being able to cook as fast. It had to cook a little longer, and so, you know, it turned out good though. I mean, the chicken is not, you know, dried out. It's not dried out. It's still moist, but it's not as moist as if you don't bacon wrap it. But the bacon gives a real nice flavor to it. So flavor-wise, everything tastes great. And so, you know, if you're wanting to, you know, deal with the potential smoke that could come from it, you could give this a try. I think, you know, you could flip the bacon wrapped chicken halfway through and see if that helps reduce your smoke so that you're cooking the other side a little more. Then you need to make sure that you secure the bacon on the chicken so that when you flip it doesn't like come off or anything like that. But, you know, maybe lowering it a little bit also might do it if you want to try that. But, you know, whatever you want to try and mitigate there being any smoke issue, you can see how things went here, having it on level 3. And so, you know, I hope that you can build on that, you know, when you do it yourself, if this is something that you want to try, because you do want to be aware of potential issues that you could face. And so, with all of that said, in the video description, there are ways to help this channel. I'll have the recipe along with some cautionary statements in the recipe. In the video description, you have a link to that. Got other recipes on my blog, superwaveofrecipes.com. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share the video with a friend. Leave your comments. Subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification icon, and good eating.